Hey guys, so I am just at work and I wanted to make a video about this because I know that I'm not going to make the time to actually like get dressed and put on makeup and put up everything to actually do a video with the camera and then the upload and then the sound and then this. So I'm just doing a really casual video. Haven't really showered in a couple of days. No makeup, but that's okay because um, I want to talk about a story that I think I had to remove the photo booth so I'm not looking at myself. A story that, like, when I understood that these two stories, happen in these two mythologies and what you can get from the Greek version and just add so much to the story from the Bible, I'm blown away and I keep trying to tell people and they think that I've got some weird like guilt Christian thing. I'm not a Christian. Like they're like, why are you so obsessed with Sodom and Gomorrah? I'm like, because it's so misunderstood. And they're like, Christianity really oppressed you. I'm like, why is this not blowing your mind? So maybe this will blow your mind because I don't know if you've read the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, but basically these angels come to the town. They go into this man's house. So I forget which, he's like very important. But again, I told you I'm not a Christian. But, he's connected to this ancestral line of like very important people to God, to Israel, right? And so the angels come to his door in this town of Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't remember, like that's the name of the town, right? They come and I think it's the name of the town. It doesn't matter. That detail is not important. Maybe it is, but not for what I'm trying to say. They come to the town and they knock at the door and all the men of the town come out and they are trying to rape these angels. And so he lets the angels in. He says, get in, get in. And they like lock the doors. And the men are at the doors trying to rape these angels. And so the angels are like, you know what? This town is really not okay. So we're going to burn it all up and you guys can go. And I just think it's really crazy that this story gets interpreted like against gay people when it has nothing to do with gay people. I mean, at that time, men were the ones allowed out at that time. And it's about trying to rape angels, not having sex with men. What? What? And then there's this story in Greek mythology that is exactly alike, and it's the story of Zeus, Xenia, and Mercury. And they go to a town in disguise, and in Greek culture, there's a word for it. I forget what it is, but it's basically like when a stranger comes, you let them into your home, you let them in, you show them grace, and you take care of them. And so they go to this town. Nobody lets them in. Nobody lets them in. They're disguised gods, right? No one knows it's Zeus and Mercury except for this one older couple finally lets them in. They say, hey, this town isn't respecting the what you're supposed to do in Greek culture. So we are going to burn it down. So you go and you create a temple to us, you erect a temple, and you can live and go. And that's exactly what they do. So it's the exact same thing of Sodom and Gomorrah, only instead of, this very sexual aspect of rape, right? It is an aspect of ignorance, like you're ignoring the gods, right? So one way you're trying to rape the gods, and then one way you're ignoring the gods. And I think it's perfectly brought together by this poem by Rumi called "The Guest House," which I will now read. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house, empty of it its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight, the dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Rumi. And I think that's what the story is, Zeus, xenophobia, scared of the stranger. When the emotion comes, the emotion, they say that any symptom you have is a God knocking at your door. Instead of, medicalizing our emotions, let's you could look at them as an archetype asking you to evolve, to change. You know, sometimes it wants to, what does he say? It might violently sweep away your house. Maybe that's Neptune flooding your house, you know, or maybe it's the fires of calcinatio. It's funny, the fire, because that's, you know, calcinatio is desirousness. It's karma, you know. People think of karma as you're not supposed to have desire. No, clearing of karma is not about not having desire. You wouldn't do anything if you didn't have desire. It's about putting your desire at something bigger than you, at the self, at the transpersonal, you know, selfless desire, you know, desiring to do it for the doing it. It's presence. It's not doing it to get the flowers, right? Because if you're doing it to get the flowers, you'll always be looking at the flowers. You'll never be actually doing it. You know, it's a story of presence. And you know, the burning away, the calcinatio, you know, this is burning off of the ego. It's burning off the ruling principle of the psyche, you know, and in astrology, you know, Pluto is the farthest planet, you know, it is the ultimate desirousness, your ultimate desire in this lifetime, right? So it's calcinatio is connecting you with that. You know, there's also the other first process of alchemy is solutio. It's the flood. It takes everything away. You know, it everything you thought you knew, it gets cleared. You know, it's the flood that takes away, you know, takes your home away, and you're left with nothing but, you know, God. The only thing left is the part of you that's connected to that transpersonal self. But that's different than the fires of calcinatio, but they work together of like this clearing. And yeah, so all I'm trying to say is whatever emotion you're having, you know, emotions are archetypes. Love is an archetype, sadness is an archetype, and archetypes are the gods. So let the gods in. Bye.